And hello YouTube, this is Thomas Judge back once again with the last in my series of videos explaining the Marvel Zombies Marvel Universe. So with no preamble, I decided to read a lot of zombie related stuff. Deceased was amazing. I thought I'd jump into the Marvel stuff. It was generally kind of a disappointment. More importantly, it was generally really confusing. Instead of being the 20 or 25 issues I thought, it's actually 127 issues and counting. So I made a map about it and I'm talking you guys through it. And that map is here. So in the first video I talked about the top couple of things in this map, which actually aren't even labelled Marvel Zombies. They're all part of the Ultimate Universe. So that's the Ultimate Fantastic Four issues here. And then the last video, which was a lot longer, I then ran through what the actual reading order is. And as you can see, it's pretty complicated. You start here, you've got some stuff that runs parallel to each other, you've got like a second continuity with other spin-offs coming off in the Deadpool comics, and then you've got Marvel Apes, which is another universe of comics where all the Marvel heroes are actually primates. And then that intersects with Marvel Zombies. And then I also talked about what's collected in the omnibus and what's collected in the complete collections. So if you're interested in how to collect this and the best reading order for it, I'd strongly recommend you check out the last video. So today I'm going to cover the bottom part of the map. So with no further ado, let's just jump right into it. So as I said, I'm not hugely a fan of Marvel Zombies. It was a bit of a letdown. And then I got to this part. So this actually isn't Marvel Zombies per se. This bit here, this grey box with the black circles or the black outlines and the black lines, is something that was released just after Marvel Zombies, but it ended up getting predicted and recommended to me by the Marvel Unlimited app. And when I looked into it, actually I feel this does thematically fit in with the zombie theme. So what we have here is 3 miniseries. We have Marvel Universe versus Punisher. We have Marvel Universe versus Wolverine. And then over here we have Marvel Universe versus the Avengers. Now, these 3 limited series are all written by Jonathan Maberry, who I've never heard of before or since. Each of them is 4 issues long, and they are essentially a zombie story, and they're really good zombie stories. The entire Marvel Universe becomes zombified. It's really good, it's well drawn, it's well written, it's well characterized, it's well paced. It's actually basically is what I was looking for when I was reading Deceased, which was great. And I thought, I wish there was a Marvel version on this. I'll try reading Marvel Zombies. Marvel Zombies was a disappointment. But these 3 series definitely weren't. These were definitely worth picking up. Definitely worth reading. And the 3 of them are available in 3 separate trade paperback collections. It's a massive shame they're not available as one big oversized hardcover, because that would be amazing. Like, that would be really, really good. Unfortunately, they're not. But they are really good, and I did really enjoy them, and I would highly recommend them. Yeah, so please check those out if you're into zombie stuff, and if you enjoy Deceased but you found Marvel Zombies themselves a bit of a letdown. So they came out in like 2011, 2012, give or take. So they were then followed by, again, totally separate continuity, nothing to do with Marvel Zombies really, these 2 series. So these are Secret Wars tie-ins. The Secret Wars event happened in 2015, and these are 2 tie-ins for that. There's Age of Ultron versus Marvel Zombies, and then there's Marvel Zombies. They're both 4 issues long. I'm not going to talk about either of them at all here, other than to say that I'm planning on doing a Secret Wars 2015 video series explaining all 51 miniseries that spin out of that. And when I do, I'll cover that then. So after Secret Wars, things went quiet for a bit. And then in 2018, we had this, which is a one-shot called Marvel Zombie. That's Zombi without the E. So Marvel Zombie is just a one-shot, kind of a standalone story. It also stars Simon Garth. If you've been paying attention to my videos, Simon Garth was last seen here in Marvel Zombies 4. Anyway, so it's the same character, but I guess it's in the new post-Secret Wars continuity. And here he is. So I personally didn't massively enjoy this issue as a one-shot, but it's there. And it's where you should go next if you're still enjoying reading the zombie stuff and you want to carry that on. That then leads into, I suspect, Marvel Zombies Resurrection. This was originally going to be called Marvel Zombies Respawn, but it's now called Marvel Zombies Resurrection. I don't know what this is. I haven't read it because it's very, very recent. It's only come out in the last couple of months, and therefore, as a result, it's not on the Marvel Unlimited app. And I get most of my physical comics and my physical floppies secondhand from a local secondhand comic shop where I know the owner, and he didn't have any in. So I haven't read this, and I don't know what it's like, to be honest. I suspect it's going to be a sequel directly from Marvel Zombie. Hopefully it's going to be quite good, but I don't know. The jury is out. Alright guys, so that's the bottom part of the map that we didn't cover in the last video, which then brings us to these random bits over here on the right, which are in the red circles. So hang on, before I go into that, I should probably explain. What I did is I read everything that we've talked about here, including the stuff in the grey boxes, so Marvel Universe Versus, and then also including these two things, the two zombie stories there. Then Marvel Zombie, then Marvel Zombie Resurrection, which I couldn't find. And then I thought to myself, well, there's loads of stuff here that I haven't actually planned for and hadn't expected, and it came as a bit of a surprise. I wonder what would happen if I just searched for zombie, or the word zombie, in the Marvel Unlimited app. And that's when these came up. So, the first one here, this is not a Marvel Zombie story, but it is called Zombie Christmas Carol. And so if you're looking for a zombie-related story, this is one in the Marvel app. It's called Zombie Christmas Carol. It's a 5-issue story, which is a retelling of the Charles Dickens classic Scrooge's Christmas Carol story. It's written by Jim McCann, and frankly, I wasn't a massive fan. The art's okay, the writing's okay. I'm just not much of a Christmas Carol fan. If you are, please check it out. And the other thing that came up when I did a random word search on Marvel Unlimited were these two series. So you have Zombies Assemble, Volume 1, which is here at the top. And then that has a sequel, Zombies Assemble Volume 2, which is here. Each of those is 4 issues, and I have no idea what they're like. And the reason I have no idea what they're like is because I didn't want to read them, because apparently they're manga. They're translations from an original manga that came out a few years prior to this. And when I say that they're manga, I mean that they're black and white, and that they're designed to be read in the opposite way to Western comics. So whereas Western comics are read left to right, these are read right to left. I haven't got a problem with manga in terms of a genre. I really support it, and I love the fact that people love it and that it's so extensive and so popular nowadays. Personally, I don't like manga. I don't read manga. I don't own any manga. The only manga I do own is Afro Samurai, because it's amazing. I love the anime. And I also own Empowered by Adam Warren, which isn't technically a manga, but it's kind of manga-ish. It's also not safe for work, so don't Google it. But that's my experience with manga. So as a result, I couldn't bring myself to read Zombies Assemble because I wasn't interested. However, I wanted to be completely honest with you guys. I wanted to include it here in the map, and I wanted to give you the option of making up your own mind about it. So hopefully that's clear. So that's where Zombies Assemble is. That's where Zombie Christmas Carol is. And this is the stuff we've covered today. If you're going to look at the whole thing as a whole, if you're going to try and just take my opinion for it, and God knows why you would want to do that, but if you were to do that, there's 2 things I would say. 1, read it all to make up your own mind, because my opinion doesn't mean anything to anyone. And secondly, Marvel Zombies 3 is really good. Check it out if you read Next Wave and you enjoyed Next Wave. And Marvel Universe Versus, Punisher, Wolverine and Avengers are excellent, and I may well do a custom binding project in the future on those, doing them into one large oversized hardcover, because frankly I thought they were great, and it's the closest thing I've got to reading of a Marvel version of Deceased. Alright guys, that's the end of the series. Please like, comment, subscribe. Please let me know what you thought. Any questions, please feel free to tweet me at I am Thomas Judge. And as always, please support the channel by heading over to Amazon.com and picking up the first episode of my prose novel, No Gods or Kings. It's free if you're on Kindle Unlimited, and it's less than $1 if you're not. As always, let me know what you think. Let me know what other kind of content you might be interested in. And as always, guys, stay classy.